What's your name? What's your name?
Wait a minute. First of all, what's the matter?
She has an attitude. Wait a minute. She's pregnant. She's pregnant. No, you're not.
You ever heard of interfering with a traffic stop?
That's not interfering. I'm just, that's my.
Stop.
You told me to be
I don't
quiet.
know what. I don't know what.
It don't
I don't know what.
On February 1st, 2022, in Louisville, Kentucky, Deputy John Hayden of McCracken County pulled over Alea Bowie, a 24-year-old expectant mother, for a minor equipment issue. Red tape on her taillights. What began as a simple traffic violation swiftly escalated into a distressing encounter involving excessive force. This video explores the unsettling details of how a seemingly insignificant stop transformed into a nightmare for a pregnant woman and the ensuing consequences. You're watching Cops and Consequences. Subscribe now to join our community.
What's that?
That serious for a taillight?
I'm coming to pull you over.
For a taillight?
Okay, do you want to get cited today? Because you're already off on a bad fact.
You're already mad.
ID.
I don't have one with me. I have to go in the house and get it.
You got your ID?
Yeah.
Okay.
Deputy Hayden initiated the traffic stop by signaling Alea Bowie's vehicle, which was situated on his private property. This initial action raises significant constitutional issues. The Fourth Amendment safeguards individuals against unreasonable searches and seizures, necessitating probable cause for any stop. Additionally, legal experts from the Baldwin Law Group explain that during a standard street stop, individuals are only required to provide their name if asked, and presenting identification is not mandatory unless the person is actively driving. In Bowie's situation, since she was not driving at the time, she was not legally obligated to show her ID, though she chose to do so to prevent further complications.
That don't make no sense.
Is that why you pulled us over?
Yes, you know it is.
Yes, that's why I turned around on you. And you.
Yeah, I just bought this
45.
tape.
I believe it's going to be a Mitchum trailer booking. By the way, that doesn't fix it. So.
Okay, will it still work?
What's your
This
name?
doesn't fix it? What do
It
you
does
mean?
not. You have to get red tape. Does not fix it.
It still works.
Does that make sense? It does not work. I'm telling you.
I haven't got. We haven't got.
What's your
pulled
name?
over. How long?
What's your name?
Wait a minute. First of all, what's the matter?
She has an attitude.
What do you mean stop?
What do you mean
Okay,
stop?
I'm
You're
gonna
going
go
over
this
there.
way.
You're going right over there. Yes, you do have to say something to me. No, you're staying right here.
Why do I have to stay?
Because I'm telling you to.
You don't have to talk to me like that.
I am telling you, stay right here.
It's essential to recognize that conducting a traffic stop on private property often exceeds the authority of local law enforcement. According to Lane Rivas and Associates, private roads and parking areas typically do not fall under the classification of public streets or highways. This means that police officers lack the jurisdiction to enforce traffic laws in these areas unless a specific agreement is in place. In the case of Miss Bowie, the absence of such an agreement meant that Deputy Hayden had no legitimate grounds to initiate the stop, thereby invalidating the citation for the broken tail light.
Don't even say nothing else.
And I'm not saying.
What's your name?
Because he's doing
I
What's your
wasn't
name?
driving. She was driving.
No, I watched you get out of the driver's seat. You were driving. What's your name? You do not ID me. If you do not ID yourself, you're going to jail. Does that make sense?
Wait a minute. She's pregnant. She's pregnant. No, you're not. She's pregnant. No, she's pregnant now. No, she's pregnant. Please, she's pregnant. Please.
You're fixing to get taped.
You better go. Oh my God! You don't have to do it like that! Oh my God! You don't have to do that!
I got too far.
And we are not fighting you!
The situation took a disturbing turn when Deputy Hayden deactivated his body camera, obscuring the events that followed. Subsequent legal proceedings revealed that Miss Bowie was forcefully restrained to the ground, with the deputy's knee pressing against her back. This excessive use of force not only breached departmental policies, but also put both Miss Bowie and her unborn child at risk. The intensity of the force applied indicates negligence that could have led to tragic outcomes, underscoring a blatant disregard for appropriate law enforcement conduct.
I'm 1015 times 2. I gotta find my push my stuff. I need her in the car. You put her in that car over there. I've got one in my back seat now. I've got it now. I've just got to figure out how to get it. Yeah, I'm good. Both of them's fighting.
Instead of addressing her injuries, Deputy Hayden transported Miss Bowie directly to jail, despite her visible bleeding and evident pain. It wasn't until a jail nurse intervened that she was taken to an emergency room for medical attention. This neglect of her well-being prompted Miss Bowie to file a federal lawsuit against the officers involved. Although the case was initially slated for trial, it was ultimately settled for $100,000, highlighting the severity of the misconduct. The following year, on February 2nd, 2023, a similar incident in Pine Bell, Mississippi, involving Ms. Jalia Stevens and her brother, brought similar issues to the forefront.
Go for it. Your legs. Bring them back. Yeah, should have said.
Following the initial incident, the officers proceeded to search the man's vehicle without obtaining his permission. Currently, it remains unclear whether they possessed a valid search warrant to conduct this search. However, if the officers lacked a warrant, this action would constitute a direct violation of the victim's Fourth Amendment rights, which protect against unlawful searches and seizures.
You search the hell out of him. You got. Oh, I know it's gonna work.
37, your next one. Let's go get it. Copy.
I just alerted. You mean see it? Search it. Point. I'm gonna say the locked glove box might be a good indicator. You got keys on?
I don't know. Y'all check. You nothing.
Got the keys on you, man? We're gonna need them. Is it? Record's gonna need them. Record's coming to get your vehicle. Hey, Record's coming to get your vehicle, man. Don't get me trying to lie how to say his first name.
What y'all find in your customs? Railroad?
Possibly.
Let turn.
Right here. Man, I can smell it in here.
Smelling everything on where.
Right.
What are we talking about?
37, y'all still pay for?
Go for it.
Copy.
32, so I'm stepping out with.
Copy, 32.
I mean, it's still possession. You know, it's definitely petty. There's no doubt about that.
Where's the zippers on these seats?
It usually supposed to be like tucked in, right there. Be right there where your hand is.
This one feels funny.
Right there.
Feel like right here.
Same more down around the same spot.
It feels the same.
Never hurts to check though.
After thoroughly searching the victim's car for 10 minutes without finding any incriminating evidence, the officers heard Miss Stevens approaching in her vehicle. She had pulled over approximately 50 feet away from the scene after witnessing her brother's arrest and was shouting that they were detaining him. In response, Officer Patrick Dickerson began approaching her.
Go down the road. Yeah. You're interfering.
Hey, call my daddy.
Hey, you want to be in jail too?
That's fine.
Despite Miss Stevens attempting to leave the area, Officer Dickerson became agitated and pursued her, eventually catching up to her. The manner in which he handled the situation was highly unprofessional and escalated the tension unnecessarily.
See your license, Chris. Let me ask you a question. You ready for me to ask you?
Yeah, you can.
Okay. You ever heard of interfering with a traffic stop?
That's not interfering. That's my brother. I ain't saying nothing. I'm
Step
just
out of the
looking.
car. Step out of the car.
I will. Omar, call my mom and my lawyer, please.
Give me your license, please.
It don't matter.
What?
They
It's important to understand that police officers in the United States must have reasonable suspicion or probable cause to stop a motor vehicle's driver. Moreover, a citizen is not required to show identification to a police officer merely because they have been asked, except in the case of a legal traffic stop. Since there was no justified reason for Officer Dickerson to pull over Miss Stevens initially, his actions could be deemed unlawful and illegal.
got, bro.
Hang up the phone, please.
He said, I ain't touching nothing. I ain't got it.
She'll call you back.
I ain't got nobody. Come.
Stopping and yelling at people on a traffic. Just hush and
You
listen.
told me to
Hush
go
and
ahead
listen.
and go. I wasn't talking to him. You told me to go ahead and go. I wasn't talking to him. I was just, if that
Do
was
you want
your
to stop
family-
and listen, or do you want to go to jail right now?
Go.
I will take you to jail right now. You stopping and putting your head over there and stopping and he can yell at you is interfering with a traffic stop. Interfering with an investigation on a traffic stop, regardless of what you want to believe or not.
Under Missouri Statute 57,550, an individual commits the crime of resisting or interfering with an arrest if, knowing that a law enforcement officer is making an arrest, they use or threaten violence or physical force to prevent the officer from effectuating the arrest. In this scenario, Miss Stevens merely stated that the officers were arresting her brother before driving away. Consequently, Officer Dickerson's attempt to accuse her of obstructing a traffic stop appears to be unfounded. Furthermore, the officer infringed upon Miss Stevens's First Amendment rights, which protect freedoms of speech and peaceful assembly. Instead of rectifying his actions, the officer proceeded to arrest Miss Stevens.
Period.
Did I say something?
I'm tired of you. Hold that.
I didn't say nothing.
Hold that.
Come on.
I'm scared. Even I heard it yourself.
What
You
did
can't
I
tell
say?
me to stop or tell me to go.
I was talking to him. He said I was interfering with him.
Call for the next line on this car. Yeah, you're fine. That's right.
It don't matter.
It matters. When you interfere
don't
with somebody
know.
on a traffic stop,
I'm talking to you. You told me to be
I don't
quiet.
know what. I don't know what.
It don't
I
matter.
don't
Come
know
on.
what.
Valentine Boulevard on Charles Martin, Hyundai, gray in color, tickled pink one out of one.
Check. Well, go ahead, sir. Next stop. Here at stop point. Customer 173.
32 Central. I got a 27.
Following the incident, Miss Stevens filed a lawsuit against Officer Dickerson, seeking $250,000 in compensatory damages as of the date of this recording. However, there have been no updates on the progress of this case. Make sure to watch our previous video where we discuss another shocking police encounter. Thank you for watching Cops and Consequences. If you found this video insightful, don't forget to subscribe and join our community for more in-depth analyses of police and citizen interactions. Stay informed and stay aware. Subscribe now.